Hello, and welcome to another session of San Francisco by Night. Tonight, take a little different turn. A turn towards a home, an apartment complex. It houses, how many would you say, Creed?
Uh, the apartments, how it's about a three-story apartment building. Um, each apartment has about two. Well, each floor has about four apartments. So we're looking at about 12 apartments in total here.
All right.
Well, nothing is always what appears to be in San Fran. So there may be more, there may be less. Who knows?
Indeed. And would you say this is in the higher up area of San Fran, the middle class, or the lower class?
It's in the middle class. Nothing too flashy, nothing too grand. It sits on the corner of one of the streets. Um, a steel monstrosity of a building with small lights and windows set back a little ways from the other locations. But again, it has kept itself fairly mundane looking as far as apartments go. Fairly normal for the setting, I would say.
On this light rain of a night, the streetlights glisten brightly through the small mist of haze. The technology of 2077 has made efficient power usage of San Francisco's electricity. However, this night, to the untrained eye, some may notice that some of the streetlights in front of the apartment complex start to flicker and go out. A small group of people, two men and a woman, proceed up to the apartment complex front door. Is there a check-in, or is it just all lock and key from the very first door?
Key card from the very first door.
Okay. One of the cultists looks at the key card. He pulls out a small square box and begins to plug it into the key card, and he starts to do something. Let me make a hack roll. No successes, so he'll have to wait and do a push. 2 hits. So it takes him a lot more time than he originally thought. However, he does manage to hack past the security card. The green light comes on and he puts the device away. They are now in the front lobby, so to speak.
As real quick addendum, as the green light comes on, it switches back to red.
So the door stays locked.
Yes.
Looks at it, a little bit confused. The man and the woman exchange a glance, dressed in normal civilian clothes. He reaches toward the handle and tries to jiggle it a little bit.
Doesn't open.
He hums to himself. That's a clever trick. He is going to put his hand on the door and he is going to try to physically force it open using Numeria damage on the locking area where the bolt connects to the door frame.
All right.
How much damage does he have to do to break the frame?
The frame of the doorway. 1 second. I believe he would have to do 20 damage.
right, let me take a look at his damage thing. 2, 3, 4. So he's actually got a pretty high rating, meaning his damage does a lot. Let me take a quick double check here. Last. Was 10 yards per there's no so range. Okay, so he will pull out a little tool and he will spend 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 essence.
All right.
And that will add on. How much damage did you say I need to do to the door?
I said 20. So
Okay. It's costly, but he spends the essence to do it, and he manages to break the frame.
All right. So there's a loud, sharp crack as the frame of the doorway shatters or cracks, and the door comes loose.
He pushes the door open, and they kind of look around, and you see the two people behind him pull out firearms, and then you see him pull out a small knife and kind of keep it tucked at his side.
Right. So the apartment they enter into, or the hallway they enter, I should say, it's a long hallway with well, you don't exactly expect when you step in, where most places you envision a hallway or apartment building to have a plain linoleum hallway, plastic, nothing too fancy, maybe a carpeted rug and whitewashed walls. This hallway seems a little too wide for the building, a little too well done. Its floors are made out of flagstone with small little planters running along the ground. Right now, they are filled with evergreens and hollies and other winter plants. Though, where there should be a ceiling and a sun, there are LED panels letting down a cool, soft winter sunlight.
Characters kind of look around. He nods. Says, well, that's interesting. They didn't tell us anything about this. What's the apartment number? Here it is, sir. Right. Stick with me. If anyone comes near, just kill them. Quicker that way.
She's actually on the first floor. So she's apartment 3. So,
They proceed on over to number 3.
right, as you get down to number 3, a man will actually step out from, or not step out from the apartment, but he'll be walking down the steps near the apartment. And he goes, and this man, he's not too big, not too small, rather average size, does look fairly well built, has a close shaved hair cut, a close shaved on the sides, spiky hair, a slight well trimmed beard. He seems to be wearing clothing that is a bit of a nicer cut. It's a some sort of like it's a collared shirt with a black blazer over it, sports blazer, that just seems to be very shiny. It seems to catch the light in just the perfect way. As he walks down, he's going to be in the middle of smoking an e-cigarette as he goes. Boy, you the chaps that just busted the door?
He kind of looks up, curious. One of the people behind him takes one of their silenced sidearms that they have, and he's going to point and shoot at him.
All right. The sidearm, I assume it's just a standard everyday sidearm.
Yep, standard 9mm that's silenced, but it has special ammunition, but that probably won't matter.
What's the special ammunition?
It is the ectoplasm bullet.
All right, yeah, he doesn't really. Does I forget? Does that bypass armor or anything?
It does not bypass armor. It does bypass ethereal, but it does not bypass armor.
All right. So the gun will clearly hit. The bullet will clearly hit him in the side of his, or the side of his shoulder, and his shoulder will jerk back, but then he'll just sort of straighten up and look down, and the suit. You just see the bullets tumble to the ground, completely just crushed, and the suit is completely spotless. And he'll be like, "Oh, so it's like that now, eh? Here, just come in for a friendly chat."
We are not your friends, Faye. And he is going to point 2 fingers at you. And he is going to do a blast attack with Numeria. Actually, no. Actually, he's going to try for a drain.
All right.
So, roll me his stamina plus resolve plus his supernatural tolerance, or his power state, versus my guy's resolve, drain, supernatural power. Guess I'll just roll my guy here. Why not? 2, 3. Okay, pretty poor roll.
Pretty good roll on this side.
How many successes did you get?
5.
Okay, I only got 3. He tries to drain. In your case, it would be glamour or willpower from the character, and the character can feel it try to drain his thing, but he manages to resist.
Mm.
He looks at you, looks at his hand, looks back up at you, and he says, "Oh, clever motherfucker," and he draws his knife.
Mr. Strong will slowly take a long drag of his cigarette, toss it to the ground, stepping on it. There's a crunch of batteries as he does that whole thing with his foot to put it out. Then goes Did you just call me a fucking bushwhacking fae?
He does not say anything, but he instead
Got
charges forward.
first. And Strong is just going to charge this guy.
All right, so they're both going to collide. What do we want to roll for this?
I mean, I'm rolling my brawl.
Just strength brawl?
Yeah.
Okay, he'll spend an essence to buff himself with the strength. Still not massively strong. Stronger than a human, though. So his brawl is pretty good. So I'll just make it an even 10. Actually, I'll make it 11, sorry, because he's slightly stronger. Yeah, these dice rolls are amazing. All right, so they're going to collide. I guarantee you won. How many hits did you get?
I got 5 hits.
Yeah, I got 2.
Oh, and I need to reroll 3 of these hits. So let's make that up to 6 hits. Yeah, so we're both probably taking even exchange of damage right here.
Actually, you're going to be doing more in terms of damage. However, he does have some resistance.
Yeah, we both are taking damage. Yeah, so
the initial charge, you just like, what was your guy trying to do? Punch him?
Claw him.
Claw him? Yeah, so just rakes right across him. And
so I hate to do this, but I did warn you this guy's a bruiser. And he is the Summer King, so when defending a member of your character's freehold, this guy's trying to break into my character's apartments. With my mundane attacks deal aggravated damage.
Okay, good to know. This is going to be costly. Yep. All right, so that hurt him pretty bad.
So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 aggravated.
Okay, let me see if I can. Yep, he can do that. He's got a big pool. That's going to cost, but okay, he can ignore half that.
All right.
But he still has to spend a lot of essence to heal that. So that's going to suck. Ouch. Yeah, so he gets slammed into the wall and he's like, ah! The cultists pull out some bladed weapons, and the normal humans, they stab themselves in the hand with the knife and draw, and they are going to attack. This is going to be a standard fight. What is his defense?
His defense is 5.
Okay. So one of them manages to get him. Now, cool thing about these magical knives is typically when a weapon hits, if it doesn't go through all the armor, it only does a bashing damage. However, these knives have a special property. If the user takes a lethal damage to them, 2 lethal damage to themselves, the knife will auto deal 1 aggravated damage, even if it's the only damage going through.
Ouch.
So one of the cultists missed you completely. The other cultist manages to cut your arm, and it deals 1 aggravated damage.
All right. So those things hurt.
Yep, the other guy is going to get his ass kicked as he gets hit in the wall, and the cultist leader will use jump scare. He will spend a sanity, and he will disappear.
Right.
However, the other 2 cultists are still facing you.
Matthew will shout, "Holy fucking Christmas!" as he grabs his arm, because aggravated damage.
Yeah.
And he's like, shit. Before he'll reach out at one of these, the one that just hit him, and he just growls, "I'll deal with you later." and he is going to try to where is it? Just making sure I have right. Yep. He's going to try to throw this use flickering hours on this guy. So can the guy roll me sorry. Can the guy roll me his resolve plus tolerance?
Okay. 1 hit.
All right. Look. Cool. So he's the other guy is just going. The guy he just reached out with and grabbed is going to disappear.
He disappears.
Yep. As he as a void as he's thrown into a void filled with ticking glowing clocks.
Oh dear.
Only for an instant. He'll come back in about 4 hours. I just
All right.
Matthew just basically threw him into the future.
So the woman will try and stab,
All right.
and miraculously manages to hit even with almost no dice.
Did she take lethal damage this turn as well?
Yes, she did, and she's pretty hurt. But she actually manages to get some hit, and she has the knife, and she'll take 2 lethal. She is actually down to almost nothing. So she will stab at Matthew and deal 1 aggravated damage. And that's it, because I know your armor reduces everything down. So yeah, just another 1 aggravated damage.
Matthew is going to growl and say, "Would you stop doing that?" And he's just going to try to back arm her. She's not even using any of his martial arts.
Her defense is 5.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll.
That's still 3 successes. So that's going to be 6 aggravated.
Okay, she dies.
As he just growls in frustration and looks around.
Now the other guy is going to use jump scare, and he's going to shoot you from behind with a insanity blast, but it's not actually going to cause insanity. This will be a standard shoot attack with him. You will get no defense because that is the statement of jump scare.
Yep.
Well, that was actually finally he got a decent roll. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be. It's a unique blast, so this will be 5 lethal damage coming at you with half of your armor. So what's half your armor?
5.
Okay, so this will do 1 bashing. Now he can spend an essence to enhance this, so roll me a stamina athletics, please.
One
hit? Okay, that's actually not enough. So he is thrown forward equal to half of his rating, so he has thrown 30 yards forward and only takes 1 lethal
All
because
right.
you soaked everything.
Yep.
So Matthew is thrown 30 yards forward and takes 1 lethal.
All right.
And he starts to mumble some sort of strange language that I don't think Matthew is familiar with.
No.
Matthew's turn.
Matthew is going to get up. As he does so, he's going to say, trying to think of something catchy to say, but he'll just go, enough of this prattle. Pretty prattle. Come on. Let's settle this like men, fist to fist. And as he does so, he is going to try to use Summer's High Zeal on this guy.
All right, what do I need to roll?
Composure plus tolerance.
Composure plus tolerance. He's actually fairly strong in this regard. He will spend a willpower on this. Why not? It's the rote quality. 4 hits. No, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. 7 hits.
All right. Well, he manages to shrug off. For a second, he feels a burning anger within his chest and the desire just to slug it out with Matthew, but it quickly passes. Or your insane cultist is able to squash it down, wiggle it down, wrap it in tentacles, and smother it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he will finish the incantation, and he'll point 2 fingers at you, and he will try for his madness. So this is going to be your... Let's see, it's only 1 skill. So this will be a test of wills. And it actually says that I get to decide, but instead I'm going to let you decide. It's supernatural tolerance or power, in other words, power rating, plus any stat that you would consider applicable. Whereas an I roll, power rating plus presence.
I'd honestly say either stamina or composure for this guy.
Whichever you wish to roll, you may roll.
Okay, and I will spend a willpower for this.
This guy will also spend a willpower for this.
So that's plus
Holy shit.
for me.
Wow.
Love roll successes.
I mean, yeah, but he failed on all of his rerolls. Man, that could have been a chance for something great, but it wasn't.
Anyways, 5 successes.
5?
Yeah.
He got 7.
Ouch.
So this is also a part where you get to decide some stuff, but he will take 2 bashing damage. Oh, the horror. You also must choose 2 negative tilts or conditions to put on him besides insanity.
My character?
Yes.
2 negative tilts or conditions.
Yes. Now, granted, they don't have to be negative per se. They just have to be tilts or conditions. My mistake.
Okay.
But
Well-
it's not like, like it could even be enraged or berserk or whatever, but as
No,
long as
he's
they're 2
doing
conditions.
As
Yeah.
you're making him relive his durance.
Ooh, that's not good. So yeah, he will have insanity, which is -1 to all rolls, and he has to spend a willpower to keep engaging in the fight unless another condition says otherwise, and he has 2 other conditions on him.
Berserk says he has to continue fighting.
Okay, so this will be kind of a funky thing here. So roll me composure resolve +2 from berserker status.
Composure. Resolve. Five successes.
Okay, easily. You're easily able to stay in the fight. Just -1 to all rolls. So what does he do after this?
Well, totally insane. Going berserk. That you're still the only one in sight. So he's going to charge.
All right.
Drop
This guy's defense is 8.
howling about, no, not again, no more death, you bastards.
And the cultist will return punches.
All right, so his defense is 8. So let me just do this real quick. All right. That's going to be for me 2 successes. So that'll be 5 aggravated damage.
Oof. Okay. Man, he's getting low on resources here. All right. Ouch.
And
that hurt.
He's actually dropping as he does this. He's going to be dropping his mask.
What does
So
he look like?
in the place of a changeling, or in the place of a human, what looks like to be, well, the best way to describe it in short term is a humanoid manticore. At this point, as the mask drops, where he has been punching the cultist, rips and tears in the cultist's clothing appear. As the cultist realizes he hasn't been getting punched, but more clawed at by sharp, talon-like claws where his hand should be.
He kind of looks down and he's a little bit perturbed by that.
And by the way, can you roll me resolve plus composure?
Mm-hmm. Two, 3, 4 hits.
4 hits.
Mhm.
All right. So he's not shaken by this, but yeah.
He looks down, almost looks like he's going to be shaken, but he backs up and he faces the giant manticore. It looks like he's getting a little bit concerned now, so he is going to cast. He's going to use Terror of the Deep. He will spend another sanity point, and he is getting low, but who cares? That's what they do. He will use influence over the layer. So this will actually be kind of a superimposed attack. He holds up his hands and they glow a bright green, as do his eyes. And a small little hole opens up in reality to the deeps. And a giant kind of almost spectral tentacle whips out and tries to grab him.
All right.
So this will be an attack roll. You said your defense was 5?
Yep.
Okay, so this will be a superimposed attack roll. This will be his presence, occult, plus his influence. So this is actually pretty good. And he will spend, he'll spend a willpower on this because he can, and he'll get the rote quality. 4. Wow, he's not doing very well. That's better. There's some rerolls. 2. Okay, so this will do 2 things. This will do damage, and it will try to constrain him. Make me a dexterity athletics to see if he doesn't get grappled.
That's only going to be 2 successes.
Okay, so he is grappled by the tentacle.
I'm going to reflexively spend a glamour not to be.
Yep, that's right. So he's going to get grabbed by the tentacle, and it's going to do, with its suckers, it's going to do just lethal damage.
Right.
It just does his rating. It just does his power rating and damage, so that's 5 lethal. That
5
ignores armor.
Even magic?
No, not magic armor. It
Right.
ignores mundane armor.
None of this armor is mundane.
Okay. So if your armor rating is 5 or more, that will just be 1 bashing.
Yep.
All right. And you are no longer gripped by the tentacle. And he looks at that and goes, shit.
Matthew is in a feral berserk state right now. So he's going to let out a howl. And he's going to spend a glamour to activate Helios Light. So he is now shining a bright, blinding summer light. It's like looking at the sun at him. Looking at him grants the blinding condition. Furthermore, if this guy or the tentacle or anything has veins from sunlight, this counts as sunlight.
Yep. Interestingly enough, they do not. But if he's blinded, he's immediately going to use jump scare, and he'll spend an essence to automatically do it.
Hold up, before he gets a chance.
All right.
The fun part about that is half the reason I'm doing that is it's going to then trigger the catch for sunburned heart, which is shine lights into their eyes.
Yep, that's easily happening.
Can you give me another composure plus resolve roll?
All right, and he'll spend a willpower on this because he's flipping out now.
Composure tolerance.
Composure tolerance. Okay, yeah, he really needs to spend a willpower on this one, so he will because he needs that.
And don't forget, real quick, that this spending willpower here only gives you +2.
Yep. I've only been adding 2.
All right.
So he only got 3 hits. That's not good.
Give me a sec. Only 5 hits, you say? Yeah, that's really. I mean, Only 2 hits, you say? That's really not good. I got 7 hits. Unfortunately, exceptional successfully doesn't work. So, Mr. Cultist, you get the berserk condition.
Okay. So they are both berserked.
Yep.
So instead of doing his runaway, he is going to activate Armor and Claws of the Deep. And the cultist is going to start to change. His eyes glow a bright green, and barnacles and muscles start to develop on his skin. His hands turning to whipping tentacles. And he is going to try and whip one at you. They seem to have weird barbs on the end of them.
All right. I don't get a defense right now. That's why I missed before.
All right, and he is going berserk. And when you're going berserk, can you spend willpower if it's to do something towards your opponent?
I believe so.
Okay, he's getting pretty hurt, so he's going to spend an essence to try and make this more powerful, which he does. And it's still pitiful on damage, but it does get to bypass all armor. Unless, oh wait, no, yours is magical.
Yeah.
So it looks like he will be doing 1 lethal to you, but you do have the insane tilt on, meaning as he hits you with one of the barbs, you will take the... All right, so each turn you will roll stamina plus athletics. I'm sorry, you will roll resolve composure. And if you fail the amount needed, you will continue to escalate into more insanity of an upper class of the tilt. In other words, it'll just keep getting worse. But he only manages to do 1 lethal to you.
All right, so 1 bashing again.
Yep, just 1 bashing.
All right, and I managed to roll that. So,
how many hits did you get on resolve composure?
Resolve composure.
Yeah, you're gonna roll resolve composure each turn, and you have to get his rating. 5 hits?
Yeah.
You are okay. You got his rating. So now it is just a complete and utter immoral fist fight.
Yep.
Or a tentacle fight, I should say.
Oh, it's -2 to defense for Bestial. All right. Hold on.
All right, what's he gonna do?
Slug.
Slug him again. All right.
And this time he's going to spend a willpower. You know what? Actually, I'm using all-out attack here.
So he's got Armor of the Deep on now.
Well, I hope he can resist 12 aggravated damage.
Oof. Jeez. Let's see. That's Armor of the Deep halves that, but fuck, that still hurts. He's running out of resources completely.
By the way, keep in mind with Berserk, each turn you must succeed. You can roll resolve to composure to resist attacking or
Yep.
something else. However, you suffer a -3 penalty on all other actions.
Granted, let's see, he's not killing me. Okay. So I think for narrative purposes here, I think what he's gonna do is he's just gonna spend the rest of his resources to soak that. But he's out, so he's gonna have to spend willpower to do this. He's gonna spend a willpower to do. He's gonna do another influence attack on you. Except this is an influence attack of madness, and you already have insanity level 1, so he gets the rote quality on this. He'll spend his willpower just to do it. God, he's rolling like a bitch. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wow. He's actually doing good on his rerolls. Oh, now he fails. Okay, so 1, 2. Okay, so that's 8 hits.
Against my composure plus weird.
Yes.
Well, I only got 5 hits.
Okay. So instead of doing direct, he's going to take your 3 conditions, and
Yep.
he is going to nullify them, and you will take 3 aggravated damage.
Ow.
It is his turn.
Not done yet.
Not done yet? Okay.
Yeah.
I imagine he's going to be very soon.
All right.
So go ahead and make another attack, I guess, if you want. Remember, all conditions are now not there.
All right. So he's going to shake his head. Go, what the fuck was that? And he'll look at this guy. Go, you. And he is. Yeah, I'm not actually going. He's still going to make an all-out attack, but now that, or he's still making an attack, but now that he's actually conscious, he's going to use his fighting style. So let me just call this up real quick. Sorry about this.
No worries.
Grapple this guy. So real quick. All right, so this is going to be a called shot to the head.
All right.
Normally,
his defense is 8. And I don't think you suffer any penalties, if I remember your character.
This guy looking at me right now.
That's what's weird is that he's basically blind.
Yeah.
But the armor There are eyes open on the armor, and they do not look human.
All right. So that's how he's getting around being the
Yes.
blinding condition. Tilt.
Yes, it negates all physical impairing tilts or conditions, as long as the armor is being weared and the user spends a sanity each turn.
Okay. So that's going to be 7 damage.
Okay.
Aggravated.
Yep. He's got no more resources left. This will kill him.
Right.
It will shatter the bane. It will shatter the armor though, and something fun happens. But he is going to die. It wasn't his bane, but he does die.
Yeah.
You can kill him in whatever way you see fit. With the armor shattered, you as the opponent get to choose a physical tilt to put on your character. Blindness, deafness, or stunned for 8 rounds.
We'll go with deafness. Death.
Okay. As you kill him, the armor shatters and it makes this loud gong sound, but it doesn't sound like it's coming from up above on air. It sounds like a bell being run from the depths of the deepest parts of the ocean, echoing through a medium like water or something thicker. And it doing as it echoes through, your eardrums just go out. But you have killed this one.
Meat. Let's see. So Matthew will be going meat as he tries to figure out what the hell just happened, why he can't hear anything, what the hell is going on. And before he eventually, as he slowly gets up, he'll look towards the room that the cultists were trying to break into. Then very loudly, because he has no control of his volume, will go, Brooke has some explaining to do, before he'll start walking up. He'll grab the body of the 2 dead cultists, start dragging them up the stairs. As he does so, the blood seems to just vanish or be drunken up by the tiles, and cracks in the walls and other fractures or damages to the building seem to just repair themselves. Are the 2 bodies still there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He's grabbing those 2 and he'll drag them upstairs.
Alrighty. The 2 bodies die. You see someone immediately comes sprinting towards the front door. Swipes looks at the pad, looks at the door, notices that it's been blown open. The man in the brown kind of leather duster sticks his head in, sees that there's nothing wrong, and then kind of gets a confused look. Talks down to his watch. Yeah, they look okay. Whoever attacked the building is gone. Right, I'm out of here. And then he leaves.
All right. I believe that's a good place to end the session.
Yep. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been a session of San Francisco